Okay. So
I've realized that if I'm going to be with someone, they have to be
very secure.
Just has to be very secure, very laid back, and just not get easily worked up about something.
Okay.
Like if I'm with somebody and a guy goes and talks to her, I'm not going to flip out and go and smack that guy. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But I will observe
And
how
see.
she behaves.
Okay. So
I've realized that if I'm going to be with someone, they have to be
very secure.
Just has to be very secure, very laid back, and just not get easily worked up about something.
Okay.
Like if I'm with somebody and a guy goes and talks to her, I'm not going to flip out and go and smack that guy. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But I will observe
and
how
see.
she behaves.
That are these couple content. They come to me and they say to me, "We haven't had sex in 6 months. He won't touch me. He doesn't even like me, and this, that, and the other." And so they come to me with the truth. So it's the same like people who post a lot of money. There's something not quite adding up. So I think what I've done is been very private with it. I allow a lot of people to be like, "Oh, she's single and she's giving advice." I let them say what they need to say, and also I'm careful that it's true. Like the moment you do, people expect you to be perfect. Nowhere near perfect, especially me. Nowhere near perfect. So I think I try and avoid just exposing that part because I know they want it so bad.
Yeah, and I think what a lot of people don't understand is that they look at me and like, "Oh, how come I never see you with a partner?" Like assuming that because I'm not posting anything, that means I'm not with somebody.
Yeah, but they must be so interested to know what kind of woman can tame Mike Tyson. Tell us, please. No, what would it take?
There is no magic formula.
Yeah.
It will if somebody's going to get my interest and it gets to the point where I actually do develop some feelings for them.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's very unexpected.
Okay.
Like it's not like it's planned or I'm even looking for that at that point in time. It might be the case where I'm like, I'll say to myself, I don't want a relationship right now. And then bam, meet somebody and then flips everything upside down.
And is there something that like she can do that would immediately make you more attached or less attached? Is there some things that would immediately put someone like you off a woman?
I don't like neediness.
Okay.
So being too intense and being too needy to begin with is pretty off-putting.
But do you bring out the neediness in them because of like, are you too independent?
I think so. I think I've noticed what I'm like, and I am independent. I like to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I've been told numerous times I'm not very good at messaging. Like that's not my.
Yeah, but what girls will say is you didn't message, but you posted a story or you liked a picture, and then
first of all, actually, true. Because
they'll say that they'll say, "Well, you got no time to reply, but you got time to like a picture." So
so that's always a problem. So I think just somebody who lets me do my thing.
Yeah.
Don't cause me any unnecessary drama because my life there's enough going on as it is.
Yeah.
So like, if anything, please help me with the things which I've got going on.
But then, like, because I was so needy and I've calmed down so much to the point where sometimes I don't even notice what time it's got to and I haven't even called yet. But, I always think like, do we run the risk of losing you if we're so apart from you? Like, how does a woman know that you're not cheating in those hours or you're not doing something madness in those hours?
Well, this is the thing. This is what I wanted to get onto, long distance relationships.
Yeah.
Because I think in particular, if you're living in the same place or the same city, maybe the chances of that happening is going to be much less, particularly if you live together.
Yeah.
Now, if you live in separate places, then I think what I've noticed is I need to kind of reassure them that I'm not out.
Okay.
Like I am at home. I'll send them a picture of me just like doing some work or watching TV or whatever to let them know that I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't be doing.
Okay. And how do you feel any jealousy when you're apart or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The healthy amount.
Okay. And how can they make you feel better? Like when they're in long distance?
Same thing.
Same thing. Just let them know where you are.
Yeah. I think when there's long periods of time without messaging, that can let the mind wander. So it will happen sometimes with me. I don't intentionally try and do it. Like, I'm not playing games. Generally, I'm literally busy.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of women don't understand is if a guy is trying to get some work done or focus on something, the phone needs to be away.
Otherwise it's...
like if you want to get in a flow state, you can't be on your phone and doing like 3 things at the same time.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll put my phone somewhere else and I'll just get locked into a task for a couple of hours. So there's been some cases where they might flip out and be like, why did you not reply? I'm literally working.
But is that a common feedback from girls throughout your relationship?
No, it's completely dependent on the girl.
Okay, it depends on the girls. Some girls don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an interesting thing because I think each relationship is very different.
Yeah.
Like I could be dating one person and then I could move on to, you know, another relationship, and it'd be completely different.
And is there a
In
reason
good and bad ways.
Okay. But is there a common complaint they have about you, or a common compliment?
Yes. Complaint is that I do not talk about my emotions enough or express my emotions enough.
Okay.
Which is an interesting topic, because I don't think men should overly express their emotions. I understand there's a need to sit down and talk, and I don't know, if the partner wants to know what you're thinking or feeling, or if you're feeling a certain way, it's important to express it. But I don't think it should come to the point where you're literally voicing every single feeling which you're having, particularly if it's a negative feeling. Like if I have a lot going on, I'm stressed, maybe I'm a little bit anxious, and I'm like, fuck, like, I've got to make this amount of money in a certain period of time. I don't want to unload all of these problems and concerns to my partner, because then she's going to look at me and maybe I'll look weak or not competent or not able to provide. So in those scenarios, I just bottle it in, keep it to myself. And I want to be seen as a man who can handle his shit.
The thing is, I think men think that women really get repulsed by emotional vulnerability. They're like, oh, women will use it against you.
I think they do.
You know what I will say? It's not that they get repulsed by emotional vulnerability. They get repulsed by emotional volatility, and it's quite different. What vulnerability is like, I'm going through this. You tell them what you're going through, but you've got an answer to the problems. But I'm going to sort it out. Don't worry. I've got this. There's something like the deal didn't go with the house, but don't worry. I'm going to remortgage this place and do this, or, you know, this is going on, but I'm problem solving. That's emotional vulnerability. Here's the problem, but don't worry, I'm solving it. Emotional volatility is like
crying,
hysterically complaining about the problem with no solutions. Then she's like, oh, what's the point of crying about this when we can't do anything? Whereas when you've got a problem but you're solving it, then they feel like they're close to you. Yeah. So that's when they're repulsed, it's more because you're complaining about things that you haven't either figured out the solution to, or there is no solution to.
So there's that, and then the attention that I get.
Oh yeah, the attention. Oh god, it's tough being hot, isn't it? Like, it must be so distracting to be a handsome man, like, wherever you go. How do you stay faithful?
It's a great question.
Yeah, how do you?
Because I think
do
for
you
sure,
stay faithful?
I've made mistakes in the past. I've not always been faithful. But I think for sure, as a man becomes more successful, climbs the social ladder, he gets more money, he has more options. And then there's this saying, I wanted to ask you about that saying, is that a man is only as faithful as the options that he has.
I don't know if that's totally true, because there's some men that, like, let's say when you do get married, I would imagine men that have had so many options throughout their life, when they finally find a good one, they can kind of close off because they know what every woman's tasted like. And usually most women taste the same way. Whereas a man that's never had options and finally gets them, I think you need to worry more about him. So it's not the options that's actually a problem. It's the ability to say no to options is really what you should be looking for. Has that person, man or woman, got the ability to say no to options? And if they don't have that ability, just like with people with weight issues, they don't have the ability to say no to food. The moment you can't say no to temptation, you are always going to be someone who's difficult. But like another man with your options would probably be 100 times worse if he didn't have the ability. So it just depends on his ability to reject options.
It's very similar to the gym and diet. Like if you want to look a certain way, there's sacrifices, and you have to say no to temptation. And the majority of the time, will say no to temptation. Going out, walking past the bakery, like whatever it might be, like everybody else is faced with certain temptation, but I'm disciplined and I say no. And the resulting aftermath of that is that I look the way that I want to look. And whereas when it comes to relationships, of course, you will get that temptation, but you're in control of how much you expose yourself to that temptation. So, like, when I'm at home, I'm not going to stock my cupboards full of junk food. Because the chances of me cheating on my diet is going to be pretty high. Same thing if I constantly go out to parties, or I'm putting myself in environments where there's going to be a load of women who are on the lookout for something. Like, how long can I try and
but I would imagine, like, how you stock up your house with chocolate and you're going to break your diet. If you stock up your house with pornography and Instagram girls, do you think that that's going to end up breaking your diet the same way? Like,
this pornography is not an issue. I think it's just
not for you, but men in general. Do you think?
I don't know, because I don't know how much men are actually watching porn.
Oh,
I think
dear.
there are a
Shocking.
lot, but
Yeah.
I think it's more so maybe the options that men are keeping open.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the issue with women as well. I think a lot of the problems that we have is, even though we might be in a relationship, we still subconsciously want to keep all of our options available in case this doesn't work out. And I've been guilty of this before.
And men that do that, they attract women who do that. They end up attracting each other. So I'll have so many clients that come to me and saying, I was so loyal to him, but then I saw that he kept following new girls. So now I'm talking to my ex. Or I was so into him, but then I saw he kept liking pictures. So now I'm keeping my options open. So they trigger each other and they stay with each other, but they usually find each other. And that's where the toxicity comes from, because neither of them want to close their options because they don't trust each other enough. So that's where.
And it is a big thing to get into a relationship and then end every past fling you've had or whatever it might be.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
because you've got to say, like, look, I'm in a relationship now. Like, just please don't message me.
What's so difficult about that? Because one thing
because
I noticed,
you could be like genuinely friends with people. It can be quite lonely, because when you're single, you can have multiple casual relationships and actually be good friends with these people. So you've got like a variety of different friendships. Whereas when you're in a relationship, it's like, okay, you are ending all those relationships and committing to one person.
And that's difficult.
It can be.
Because since I've been online and I see, like, I get so many messages and the person can be famous, not famous, whatever it is, it's never, not even a tiny bit tempted me. And I don't know why. I think I've become more reclusive because of that than I have become interested or intrigued. And I think what it boils down to with me is I understand how cheap attention actually is. Because I speak to men every day. I know how many women they message in a day. I know how easy I am replaceable. I know I'm not special to any of these people. So to me, getting a thrill out of their messages doesn't make any sense, because I know what it truly means. So I think when I understand what attention actually means, I become more like, it's so meaningless and fleeting. And I think if people understood what, temptation, the sacrifice it involves, like you're breaking a relationship, you're not focused on and so forth, is huge for a cheap thrill. It's usually not worth it. Yeah. But for some people, it's super worth it. But for me personally, it's not worth it.
Well, I think when you made the decision where you get into a relationship and you genuinely want this relationship to work, like I don't think it does become that much of an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I think maybe you change the type of things that you're posting, or you're changing the places that you're going to. Like, I notice if I'm trying to be good, I'm trying to avoid drama, I don't want any problems, then I'm probably not going to go out as much. Like, there'll be a group of my single friends who are like, hey, do you want to come go to this party? And I'm like,
trying to avoid it.
I mean, it would be nice to see my friends, and I like listening to the music that they're playing at these events, but
do girls really come forward with you? Yeah. What's it like on a typical night out with Mike Thurston? What happens?
Well, it starts off, I'm always just with the boys.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's like, most of the time it's the best part.
Yeah.
Because you're just catching up with the boys, having a laugh, and maybe having a few drinks. Not that I drink that much anyway. And then as the night progresses, all of a sudden, just random girls start turning up to the table, like talking to everybody, getting drinks. And then maybe they'll come and try and talk to me, but the majority of the time, I won't be interested.
Okay.
First of all, because you don't know who the hell's watching. Like, there's people there that know people. Everybody's observing my behavior.
Everyone knows you,
Yeah. So I am behaving as though I'm literally on camera.
Yeah.
And then generally, I don't really have interest in meeting these types of women that are on these nights out.
Okay.
Because they're going on these nights out regularly, and they're just they're after like the wrong type of guy.
Yeah. So it's difficult for guys out here.
So usually for me, if I'm in a relationship or on my best behavior, I'll either don't go, or I go for a few hours, see the guys, and I'll leave.
Okay. That's not so bad then.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's doable.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always an issue though, if I sometimes go with a partner.
Okay.
There's a lot of blow-ups on nights out. Now, this is either caused by alcohol and emotions being charged, or if I get some attention from a female, but it'd be a friend. It's not like anything bad. So it could be somebody who I've not seen for a while. There was an example where went out. There was I was waiting for her. She went to the toilet. I was just stood there. I was like, please, you just hurry up and come out from the toilet. Because people are starting to come up to me.
It's starting to get
Because usually I'd get a table and I'm out of the way of everyone.
Mm.
And then these two girls come up to me. One of them was like a yacht broker who I rent yachts off or have done in the past. Another one was a girl I went to university with. So I was like, oh my God, yeah, it's so nice to see you. She comes out the toilet, sees me talking to two girls, storms off. I'm like, oh my God, like this is not what you think it is.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks that way.
Yeah.
And it's just a drama.
And it gets toxic after that?
It depends who it is.
Okay.
Like a mature person who understands would be like, he's just talking to some girl, like, doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Whereas somebody who maybe is more insecure, more in control of their emotions, they would feel this onset of jealousy, wouldn't be able to handle it, and their response would be storm off, cause a problem.
So then it just depends on the type of woman that you have.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I've realized that if I'm going to be with someone, they have to be
very secure.
Have to be very secure, very laid back, and just not get easily worked up about something.
Okay.
Like if I'm with somebody and a guy goes and talks to her, I'm not going to flip out and go and smack that guy. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But I will observe
and
how
see.
she behaves. You know, if she is laughing and flirting and actually talking for quite some time, I'm like, this is pretty disrespectful. Whereas if she's literally being polite, but body language is showing not interested, and then it's just like, okay, I'm going to go to Mike.
Okay, so
then
you're
I'm like, cool,
reasonable with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you manage to meet girls that are reasonable, or do they end up being?
Yes,
it's just a mix.
It's been a huge mix.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So how's it going for you? Like, what as a man that's dating, what do you need to Well, how can I help you? Tell me.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to discuss was long distance relationships, because I find that quite interesting.
Hi, I'm Sadia Khan, and you might know me as a leading dating coach in modern relationships today. I work with men every single day to help give them the blueprint of understanding relationships, women, attraction, and self-esteem. So if you are feeling stuck in your relationships and you want to unlock your full potential, work with me today by clicking on the link, and I look forward to hearing from you.